What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Officer Hawk back here with another video. Enjoying this beautiful, 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 beautiful day here in the Midwest. I decided to get up to 50 degrees last couple of days here. I've been on vacation this whole week. I'm enjoying myself. Today's my baby girl's birthday, my youngest daughter. So just having fun, enjoying life. But I thought I'd come on here and share my 2 cents about the Generation 6 of Glocks. Now, as you all know, I am a Glock fiend. I'm a gun nut, but definitely when it comes to Glocks. But when it comes to guns, especially Glocks or some of my favorite guns, I'm old school. I'm old school when it comes to guns. I ain't gonna say just old school. I'm simple. I'm simple-minded. I try things. I shoot them. If I like it, I keep it. If not, hey, just you trial and tribulation, especially when it comes to firearms. Now, the Generation 6 came out. First is the V model, then it came out with the Generation 6. Um, and my little 2 cents on it is Glock is just like any other corporation. It's a business. Now, if you want a successful business, you have to try new things. You have to get rid of old things. You have to make decisions, and you have to go with the mindset of it's just business. When it comes to making business decisions, business deals, or whatever, it just comes down to it's just business. It's just like it's no different when you have a favorite athlete and they leave a team to go to another team. At the end of the day, you can have love for that team, you can have love for that city, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to money, when it comes down to how running a successful business, you have to make business decisions. And sometimes the mass would not like it. The mass majority of people, mass majority of followers or people who support you would probably not like it. You might not even like it. It's like doing the right thing sometimes. I hate doing cardio, but I know it's good for me. So me hopping on the treadmill, me going for a run, or doing some type of form of cardio, I hate every single second of it. But it just comes down, it's just business. My body is my business. Okay. My body's my temple. So um, where I'm going with this is, like I said, when it comes to Glocks, I'm old school. I like the Generation 3s. That's my favorite generation. Simple, straight to the point. And I like Gen 4. The Gen 4, especially for the smaller Glocks like the 19, the 26, or in my favorites, the 23 and the 27. I like the Gen 4 version of those because you can put the fatter back straps on, and I have real big hands. So but for the big boy Glocks, like the Glock 21, 20, 30, 29, I like the Gen 3s with the fat grip because the grip is fat and it fits my hand really good. Made it get a better purchase on the gun. Uh, when the Gen 5 came out, it, it, like I said, they all look the same. A Glock is a Glock. But they really didn't do anything different with the Generation 5 as far as just the only difference they really made was just made more MOS compatible. That way you ain't got to send it off to get cut for a slide. And they cut the finger grooves because people was complaining about the finger grooves, which I can see why some people, excuse me, do not like the finger grooves. But for me personally, I have no problem with the finger grooves on the Glock. Like I said, I got fat hands, so it don't make or break me. But it was only any different. Now with the Generation 6, they changed a lot. Far as it pretty much it comes stippling on the frame. It got where you can get a got the pretty much like where everybody called a shooter grip, where you had to get a full purchase on the gun. You able to rest your thumb on like the little what you call the frame of the gun. They made the MOS compatible models where it's have better footprints, the better MOS footprint, because that was something the last 2 generations, the Gen 4 and Gen 5, people was complaining about. So that was commendable. The thing I don't like is they're making the 17 look like a shorter Glock 34. It pretty much shorter the frame to make the slide, sit out a little longer. I do not like that. That looks kind of discombobulated. Um, I don't like that. Now, the biggest thing I have with these new generation, with the Generation V and the Generation 6, the problem that I have with it is that they discontinued a lot of Glocks. They pretty much discontinued, Gen 3, Gen 4, just discontinued a lot of different calibers, discontinued a lot of a lot of their previous guns. Now, it does not mean they won't work on them. Does not mean they won't service the guns. Does not mean that parts is going to stop for the previous models. Does not mean these previous models is not going anywhere. Because you already understand, Glock from day one to now, they have produced millions and millions and millions and millions of guns. So it's going to be very hard to get your favorite models or the older models, of course, because now it's going to be just like slim pickings. But give it a year or two, just like everything else. When it said slow down a little bit, people stop, doing, panic buy. It'll be the market will flood right back. All these surplus websites, you're still going to be able to get some of your favorite older models like me. I love the older model blocks. Um, but what like I said, the main thing I'm disliking is the discontinuation of your previous models. Now, like I said, once again, it comes down to just business because places like here in the Midwest, Chicago, states like California, they was suing Glock for these young kids and these people, you know, uh, criminals unaliving and committing crimes with these guns by putting switches on and making them submachine guns. Um, I do not agree with that. I do not agree suing. You don't instead of them punishing the people and making examples out of them, saying, "Hey, you know what? Cool. You want to sit up there and make this gun a submachine gun and go unalive somebody? Cool. We're going to give you the max we can give you." Instead of them doing that, they rather sue Glock. I do not agree with that. I think that is the I'm trying to pick the right words. I don't want my video to get demonetized, but that is the most craziest thing I ever heard of. But that's the day and age we live in. So, like I said before, that's the only thing I dislike what Glock did was just discontinuing their previous models. I feel like that was uncalled for. But I understand because, like I said, at the end of the day, it just comes down to it's just business. They have to protect their business, and the lawsuit that they was trying to put against them would have probably I ain't gonna say bankrupt them, but it would have put a hurt in their pocket if it would have went through. So they did the right thing just to show face and make it seem like, hey, we're trying to fix a problem that you all care about, versus y'all dealing with your own problem and dealing with these guys accordingly. We're going to fix the problem for you. Which, as we see, when they made the Generation V and the Generation 6, you can still put a button on it, as these young kids call it. You can still put a button on it and still, make it a submachine gun. Which I don't agree with, but it's just crazy. But like once again, they just did this, and they was looking out for a lot of people because in California, with some of their gun laws, it is extremely hard to get anything above a Generation 3 because Generation 3 would still fit I think the trigger pull on Generation 3 and like the other dimensions that the Generation 3 had, people in California, New Jersey, New York, I think even Boston, where the Massachusetts state was still able to buy Glocks because they fit the dimensions of their laws or whatever. But like I said, that's just my little 2 cents on it. I still love Glock. I'm gonna love Glock to the day they throw dirt on me. So I'm going to continue to back Glock. I'm going to continue to shoot them. I'm going to continue to enjoy them. But that was just my little 2 cents on the Generation 6. Whatever y'all thoughts or feelings is, put it down in the comment section. We'll have a conversation on it. But I hope y'all having a great New Year. Hope y'all having had a great holidays. Stay blessed. Watch your six. Stay vigilant, people. Peace.